Okay guys, another day, another tractor video. So what we're messing with today is, well, the one thing that happened today is I did trade them mag tires for this snow blower. The gentleman that had it, he downsized, he doesn't need a snow blower anymore. He was more than happy to help me bring it around here, because I still shouldn't really be lifting anything crazy, so we used old chicken dinner here once again, never fails. And towed it around, which it's in way better shape than I thought it would be. So I'm glad that he's happy. I'm definitely happy. I do see that that needs fixed, but it's no big deal. Got that, and I got all the rods with it. The one is bent, but it got bent that way. I can bend it back, so no big deal. So we'll put that on something this summer, so it's actually ready for winter, because I always say that I'll put a snowblower on something and it ends up being like that. So it never happens. So next year I definitely want to see how a snowblower works. Kaylynn, she's upstairs right now. That guy just left with that dropped off the snowblower and got his ag tires. She's going to come down. We possibly will work on this some more, which we have to. We got to get something done with that. But I have been wanting to do this push button because it bothers me every time I look at it, this damn push button. So at work, I'm always thinking, always trying to find stuff. I found this spring from something, and we're going to use this Allen key, nice stainless Allen key, and use it for the D10 in this. It's not that sloppy, just sloppy enough to work. And if you look, if I bolt that in there, it'll be perfect. If I might have to put one washer on there, might not even have to put a washer, but that'll work out perfect, that bolt. So I'm gonna try something different with you guys, and actually you guys can watch me work. You guys tell me if you like that more. What we're gonna do is drill that roll pin out. Something happened. Jumping from 3/16 all the way up to 1/4 inch. Reamed her out like a real hack. And the real question is if that spring's going to work. Ain't no going back now. We have to take some of that spring apart. Just going to be a trick to get that out now. Boom. The old parts gonna help me out. stop back in there. File that down some if it's too far. Yep, there ain't enough spring now in it. If we stretch that spring, it might be just enough. That last little coil I took off would have been perfect after taking that dirt out. And we'll put the stopper back in. And that stopper doesn't let you go down far enough. Unless I cut some of that stopper off. Which I don't have anything to cut it with down here. Oh, nice. Tell you what I wanted. Well, that's done. What about the other half? I cut in half of this coil spring. That might actually work. And we got a winner. The other half that I cut in the first place is what's going to work. Tighten it together and see what it does. It's probably the worst place to put your wrenches. Yep, I just realized that ain't gonna be happy. Well, I would say that it is a functioning hydro lever. Now, there might be problems with the spring later on, but at least I got this chunk I'll keep. And if I have any more issues, then I can at least get a different spring, but I know in theory that that'll work as long as you got the right spring. One more piece of the puzzle. Alright guys, we're working on changing the gear oil in her SS12. A lot of people are always concerned of what to do and what to check for. when we drained it out, there was a little bit of moisture from when I kept it without any fluid, and it got moisture drawn into it, I'm assuming, because everything looks fine in there through the fill plug. So when you come to draining your transmission fluid, right there's the plug. You can either use a crescent wrench or a pair of vice grips is what I use. They do make sockets for it, but it is what it is. Now a lot of people have the issue where it gurgles. It won't take it all in at once because it gets airlocked. So what you can do is if you come up here, one of these bolts goes into the actual body of the rear end. So if you take one of the bolts out, it'll help it get rid of that suction effect or whatever and help it vent to where the fluid goes in faster. But I've had luck. You just jack it up higher on the one side and you just have a skinny funnel like this, and you put the gear, we use gear oil, but you're supposed to use 30 weight oil. But with the skinny funnel and on an angle with the wheel off like this and have it supported, it goes in pretty quick. I've never had any issues. Now we already have like a quart in there, as you can see on the bottle, maybe a little less than a quart, but that was only like, what, 15 seconds? So maybe like a minute or two you'd have it all in. So no big deal at all. So we're gonna finish this up and we'll get into something else here in a second. Alright, a little bit more on this one. We got really into it and then forgot to take video. But we got the starter generator in it. I'm kind of disappointed because it doesn't seem to be turning it over fast enough, which I was kind of concerned. But I think if I take that starter generator apart and clean it, or try to find a better one, it just doesn't seem to have the torque to turn this over. Because when I say it has more compression than normal, it definitely seems to be a tight little motor. So I'm going to try some tricks, clean a few things. We did get the fluid in the rear end. I did get the belt on there. I was having an issue with this pulley not going close enough to the block. I ended up finding out that somebody mushroomed it on this side because it needed to come in just that amount there. I wanted to get more done to this, but the yellow one always seems to get more love. Got everything covered up. The yard's going to crap again because of me driving around. And it is getting dark. I just wanted to wrap this video up for you guys. I fixed the fuel line on this because I realized it kept pinching the line and I was having drivability issues because of that. Got new spark plugs, new plug wires, and tuned the carburetor a little bit more, and it does seem to run a lot better. So I got my little cover back on there. The bolt that broke off, I got the bolt drilled out and tapped, and then I did put a 3-point hitch on the back of this. I got some center links I got to clean up, but I'll be putting one of them on, getting that plow on there. Because the way things are looking, that might be the one that comes to plow day because I put so much effort into it, so might as well use it, see what it can do, because I have the tires and everything. So on that note, that's what we got done this weekend. Have more for you next weekend probably. Talk to you later.